Some women absolutely know they have menopause anxiety. No doubt, don't need any reminders. But quite a few describe different symptoms, but I want to share with you what those red flags are that tell you you definitely have menopause anxiety. Now, when I started out planning this blog, this video, I thought of 5, but no, there's 5. And then as I wrote 5, I thought, oh no, actually no, there's 6. And then I thought, actually no, there's 7. There's probably more, but I'm going to go with 7 for now, because the last thing I want is to add to your overwhelm, which is one of them. So what are the 7 red flags that tell you you probably have menopausal anxiety? And forgive me if I look away from time to time, just going to remind myself so I don't forget any of them. Right, the first one, poor concentration. The chances are you're probably the kind of person that used to rely on your concentration. It's like, I can concentrate. I'm the kind of person that even under pressure, I can think clearly, I can come up with solutions. And when other people might be floundering, I might be going, no, it's okay. Here's what we're going to do. But suddenly that's changed. Suddenly, instead of coming up with the immediate, okay, I know what we're doing, here, whatever pressure you're under, you suddenly go, like there's nothing is there at all. That is one of the first red flags of menopausal anxiety. Now, just because you get that once doesn't mean anything, but if you've started to notice this happens a lot, and all of these red flags are clearly not one-off moments. These are things that have started to bother you. You're wondering what the hell is going on. The second thing is, I haven't got a simple word for it, but it's going over and over things you can't change, things from the past. And it could be something you've said or done, something someone else has said or done, some incident, some event. It could be anything, but the point is you notice that you spend way too much time, a disproportionate amount of your thinking time, going over and over it, as if somehow you could change it, even though in your lucid moments, you know there's nothing you can do to change it. You know it's an utterly futile, totally pointless exercise. But it doesn't stop your brain. It's just like a boomerang or a piece of elastic, continually going back to that same old thought. If only I'd said this, if only they'd done that, if only this hadn't happened, if only that had happened. That is a key indicator that you are potentially in menopausal anxiety if it's something you haven't experienced before. Now, the other end of the spectrum usually comes with this, it doesn't normally come on its own, is expecting the worst. So now, instead of thinking about something that's already happened, there's something coming up that you are expecting to go badly. You've already written a script and it's not a good outcome. Now, logically, you might say, well, how do you know? Because it hasn't happened yet. But you've decided, based on something that happened in the past, or based on some implausible or just unreasonable feeling about yourself, or even somebody else, that it's going to go badly. And again, it's not that you might not have had thoughts like this in the past, but they're becoming more frequent, more dominant, more powerful. They're impacting how you're living today, right now. And that's why they become a problem. And if you're experiencing flag number 2, which is thinking about the past in the worst case, and now flag number 3, thinking about the future worst case, it can be symptomatic of menopausal anxiety. And even if it comes from outside menopausal anxiety, menopause will make it worse. I know, it's really bad news. Right, red flag number 4, overwhelm. Now, flags numbers 2 and 3 can cause that overwhelm because you're brain can't distinguish. In fact, here's the thing. Your brain can't distinguish between something that actually happens and something you imagine that happens. Now, let me qualify that, because when something happens, you have a feeling associated with it. It's how you feel in the moment. So if when you think about it again, you re-experience the feeling, that's when your brain doesn't distinguish between whether it's really happened or whether it's happening right now. Sorry, or whether it hasn't happened, whether you're just imagining it. So this is a problem, especially when you think about flags 2 and 3, the whole fearing the worst, trying to go over the future again. Every single time you think those thoughts, so nothing's happening, you're just thinking it, but you're feeling uncomfortable about it. It's as if it's happened. And imagine you have a finite capacity. Well, don't imagine, you do have a finite capacity for all of these negative thoughts. Imagine it's like a bucket. You've got a leak in the roof. There's a bucket to capture all of these negative thoughts. But because it's a bucket, it's not got a finite capacity. It will at some point, if you don't fix the leak in the roof, which is these thoughts, it will overfill. And that's when you start to experience overwhelm. You need the space in the bucket for your logical, conscious thinking. So those red flags 2 and 3 fill your bucket, but they're not the only things. The other things, sorry, just referring to my notes here, procrastination. Oh, yes. All those little things that don't seem like very much. It could be your to-do lists, shoulds, musts, ought to, or that don't get done. It could be those little decisions you don't take. Shall I open that email? Shall I reply to that email? Can't decide. It can be all of those insignificant things and little worries, like being late for an appointment, being stuck in a traffic jam, forgetting something. We'll come to that in a minute. So all of those can contribute to overwhelm. Imagine them just dropping into the bucket, little drips from your leaky roof, filling the bucket so there's no space for that old you who used to think clearly. Overwhelm, key indicator of menopausal anxiety. And then there's overthinking. Overthinking comes from the same place. I'm sorry, but it all comes down to menopausal anxiety. It all ties together in a horrible tangled mess, but it ties together. So overthinking is when, again, can lead to overwhelm, flag 4. We're now on flag 5. And procrastination is a key element in overthinking. So just like those little decisions, on your to-do list, when we don't make a decision, we procrastinate, we push the decision out. No, I can't decide right now. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. It's filling that bucket again. It's the leaky roof, the water's dripping through. And so the indecision, the procrastination about a decision, which might be, shall I do this coaching program? Shall I apply for this new job? Shall I leave this job? Shall I tell my boss what I think? Shall I speak up in this meeting? Shall I whatever? Every single time you revisit it, it's like a new thing has arrived. If you don't deal with it, you're just adding to the load. So overthinking can be connected to overwhelm. So then flag number 6, we're nearly there. Forgetfulness. You know this if you've started to wonder if you have early onset dementia. That's what happened to me. So I'm not talking about a little bit of forgetfulness that we all have, like, oh, where did I put that thing? It's not that light kind of thing where we can joke about it and feel okay about it. It's really quite serious. You can't summon up a word in your head that used to be able, you'd get hold of that word easily in the past, but all of a sudden you can't. You forget appointments, even ones that are really important to you, like, you were really looking forward to something and you couldn't wait, and then you forgot, like it's just gone. And it doesn't matter how many reminders you set up, whether you put it in your calendar, your diary, you still somehow manage to forget to not go to that appointment, to miss appointments with dentists, with hairdressers, with friends, and things that used to be funny, like you accidentally put the milk in the cupboard and the beans in the fridge kind of thing. Oh, look, how wasn't that funny? It's not funny anymore because you do that kind of thing a lot and you don't even realize you've done it until you suddenly thinking, where the hell's the milk? I know I bought milk. Well, where's the milk? And then someone else finds milk in the cupboard. That's scary. That's when you really think, oh, I've got dementia here. Or, you know, things used to happen to me. I'd be in the car and I'd be driving somewhere and I think, shit, I can't remember where I'm going. Just for a few moments and then it would come back, but it would really, really scare me. If you've been checked out, you know it's not dementia. It's another red flag of menopause anxiety. And the final one, irritability. You used to be fun. You used to be good company to be around. You know, it's not that you didn't ever get a little bit annoyed or frustrated, but now, you know, talk about red flags. Oh, red flags. You will react to things you didn't react to before. Maybe someone said the wrong thing at the wrong time, or they said it in the wrong way, or they looked at you the wrong way, or you got annoyed because you wanted something done and someone just didn't do it. And you figured out, I might as well do this myself. And then you compound it with feeling guilty about what you said or you didn't say, or you feel resentful because people aren't doing things that they should be doing and they should know better, And it just, all of that thinking, well, you can feel it, like even as I say it, as you're thinking it, you feel it. Anything you feel in an uncomfortable way means more of the leaky roof going into your bucket. And if you're at that time of life and you're experiencing one or two of those things, they all come from the same place, menopausal anxiety. The good news is you can deal with it. You can reach a place where you can not only improve the way you deal with all those things, like change the way you think about them, change the way you feel about them, which has the impact of feeling like you shortened menopause just by being able to deal with things better. But you can actually end up not just returning to the status quo, the old you, but finding a new and improved version of you, which sounds unlikely and inconceivable and just plain ridiculous right now if you're in that place. But you just have to take my word for it. That is what is possible for you. So I hope that's helpful. As I said, I've come up with 7 red flags for menopausal anxiety. There's loads more. You know, they come up with terms like brain fog. What have I excluded? Brain fog. Just have to look at what I've written here. Insomnia, self-doubt, inadequacy. I had all of those, all symptomatic or connected to menopausal anxiety. So if you're either experiencing any of those things and you're kind of at that age and experiencing physically think, oh, hang on a minute, this probably is menopausal anxiety, or you know you're in menopause and you're struggling with things like brain fog or insomnia or self-doubt, inadequacy, those are also connected to menopausal anxiety and you can do something about them. In fact, even the physical symptoms, some, aren't necessarily caused by menopausal anxiety, but can be exacerbated by it. So things like insomnia that might be connected to hot flushes can be exacerbated by menopausal anxiety. And the same goes for loss of libido. So I know I've rattled through these 7, but I hope you find that helpful. Please, if you've found this useful in any way, shape or form, click like below the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want help or you just want to stay connected to additional content, make sure you check out the blog and get in touch. All right, have a brilliant rest of the day and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.